Well, it is Grand National Roadster Show weekend, and we are here with none other than the Veazie Brothers at their shop. So, guys, thanks for allowing us to come in.
You guys are more than welcome anytime.
We have Evan and Justin, Veazie Brothers, but we're right outside, or we're in Pomona, right?
Yep, Pomona, California. All our stuff says Chino, California, but we are in Pomona, California. We're at the old SoCal Speed Shop building.
So how long you guys actually been in the space?
Well, we've been in the space as our own company for the last 4 years, and we work for SoCal for the last 12 years. So in the space, we've probably been here for 17 years. So it's like another home away from home right here.
And it's a packed house here, so there's a ton of great hot rods, and we're going to see some of those
at the show.
So they're going to be set up now. This will air after the show, but we'll bring some of those cars, and you're going to see some of them a sneak peek in here today. We're going to show you a couple Deuce Coupes.
Yeah, we do. We'll have 3 cars on display in our booth, and probably 4 or 5 cars that we've done from the ground up at the show. So there's a lot to see.
How do people get in touch with you guys?
Call me on my cell phone, or email us through Veazie Brothers Fabrication at Gmail.
Okay.
Or you can check out what we're doing if we decide to actually post something on our Instagram at Veazie Bros Fab.
And we'll tag that below in the comments. So we'll put your, or we'll have Kyle put that right on this video, their Instagram. But give them a follow. They have a lot of great rides. We're going to share some of their builds here today, but let's take a walk around inside the shop here at Veazie Brothers and see some of their latest creations and some of their projects coming up. So let's take a walk.
All right.
So we're checking out one of the latest projects here. This is Gary Lorenzini's Deuce sedan, all original paint. And this one's cool. It's going to be on SoCal chassis.
SoCal chassis, 383, small block, 5-speed. He wants to be able to drive it in here, full fender. I mean, the outside's gonna have the old patina, but all new drivetrain. We're gonna do the reproduction like mohair interior, and it has the original interior, but I think it's just a little too smelly. So,
let's take a walk around this one. It's gonna be cool. So, I like all the check paint, and you guys are just gonna buff it a little bit.
Yeah, we're just gonna give it a shine up. We're gonna kind of just, the thing is he wants a driver where he can truly drive it every day. And we're gonna leave it all like that. Check paint, a little broken glass. We're gonna it's gonna have its own little character, but be able to get in and drive AC, all that kind of stuff that you want. So,
and I think that's one of the things you guys do a lot of. You build a lot of great drivers, stuff that people can hop in and actually go.
We don't want to build just pretty cars. We want to be able to make sure that you can drive it. I mean, we like to do road trips and actually drive the cars, but yeah, we want to be able to enjoy the cars. I mean, when you start spending money on them, you want to be able to enjoy them and not just sit in your garage and look at them.
Right. Well, this one's going to shape up to be a killer ride, just a little Deuce sedan. Now we have a 32 coupe here as well. Check out the nice blown Arden. Wow.
So it was built by Art Chrisman. We built this car when we were working at SoCal in 2012 for a customer, Bill Lindy, and out of Houston, Texas. The latest caretaker of the car, Bruce Fordy, brought it in for the show, and we're doing a little maintenance work so you can have it in the drive-in on Saturday.
Steel car?
It's a Brookville 3-window. It was chopped, I want to say 2.5 inches by the Kennedy brothers. It's a mixed paint job. Gabe did the interior. Kind of I don't know, a nice driver.
Well, it looks like a super nice driver.
A lot of people might have saw it when we first did it. It had a 3 on the doors because it was made to match the Indy Speedster that Jackie Howerton's car that we won AMBR with in 2011. I think I can't remember. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of cars since then, so it's kind of neat to see stuff that you've done in the past come back, because you realize how nice it actually is, and they actually look nicer when you haven't looked at them in a few years. So
yeah.
But this is a really nice car. It's kind of cool to come back. I mean, so we had a broken shackle, so we pulled the rear end out, fixed the shackle, so we'll have it back going by this afternoon. And Bruce will be driving around the fairgrounds this weekend.
What wheels are these?
These are a copy of the original Halibrands IndyCar wheels that Mike Curtis made out of billet. So he machined the whole wheels out of billet. So it's actually the same set of wheels that was on the Indy Speedster, just made out of billet. And I think the Indy Speedster now has a set of the same ones also. Not the magnesium ones anymore.
Well, let's give you a quick walk around of this car, just show you some of the details before we move on to another one.
See if you can open it. It has a Scott blower on it too.
It isn't the same, but I guess we're just.
Might give you a little bit better of a look of it.
Wow. I like the black firewall mixed in with all the polished pieces and the silver.
It's kind of one of the things we did a lot at SoCal. We'd always do a contrasting color on the firewall. We fairly rarely did the same color firewall as the body color, but black's always a go-to. I like stuff that's black.
Yeah. Wow, super nice car. I'm digging the wheels and the engine. And
got the knockoffs. It's got a real magnesium Halibran Champ quick change in it. Just a clean driver. We did all the underside is all just satin black, just so easy maintenance and you can drive them.
Right.
Not have to worry about spending days detailing the bottom side of the car.
now I see another Deuce Coupe over here as well. Tell us a little bit about this one. And this one's going to be at Grand National Roadster Show as well.
This is a Brookville 3-window Gen 3 Hemi stack injected with Borla SoCal Speed Shop chassis. Kind of just went with what I'm used to working with on this, and with the guidance of Bruce, we kind of build another cool little driver. Ron Mangus did the interior. I chopped the car 2 inches on this one.
Don't let us get in your way. You keep detailing.
Sorry, we got pieces everywhere. Last minute details on this car, but
Now, when you're getting ready for Grand National, it's always crunch time, right?
yeah, it's always frustrating. No matter how prepared you are, it's a last minute deal. I think the last day or so, we're going on like 2-3 hours of sleep, and I left the shop at 2:30 in the morning, and I'm back here at 6 o'clock in the morning, back at it again. But we've got the detailers cleaning everything up for us, making us look good. No matter how prepared you are, you're not. We're changing little stuff that stands out to us, safety wiring wheels, making sure everything looks pretty.
Yeah.
So.
Now, one of the cars we're excited to see is right behind you.
Okay.
And Scott Lorenzini's Roadster. Tell us a little bit about the history of the Deuce Roadster up here and what, maybe what motor that has. Okay. And we'll give props to Scott here real quick.
Right. Yeah, this is Scott Lorenzini's 32 Roadster up here. Originally, the car was built for Bob Garibay. Scott acquired the project, and it's basically a clone of the Limefire car that Pete was famous for back in the 80s. So it has an all aluminum injected small block Donovan motor, about 1,000 horsepower in it, big Lakes headers. It's full roll cage inside of it, real Halibran Champ quick change rear end. I mean, I think Scott probably has 3 or 4, maybe 5 sets of wheels for this thing. We got everything from magnesium, Halibran, spindle mounts. We got ET5 spokes. I don't know. He's got a whole wall of wheels. He's become the collector of wheels for this car. But it's getting ready to go to paint this year. Hopefully we'll have it done and you guys will see it next year out at the show.
That's awesome. Well, and we know if Scott has it, he's gonna drive it.
He's gonna drive it. Me and Scott have done a few road trips. We're due for another one. I think our last one was 7 years ago. So when this car gets done, it will be driven a lot. So I'm excited to see this one done, and it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
We're gonna put a lot of miles on it.
Yeah, we'll show you a quick walk around of this, and I do know, like Evan said, it has a ton of different wheels and magnesium wheels, everything else, but definitely all the suspension is set up right in this one. Now, did you guys do any of the suspension work, or did you do anything else to the chassis?
No, it's a SoCal chassis, but like going back to this car, I mean, this car was started like back when Pete revamped the SoCal name. So I want to say almost everybody that has ever worked for SoCal Speed Shop has worked on this car. I mean, I want to say even Pete Eastwood built the chassis for Pete. I mean, there's so many people that could be involved in this car. I mean, I know Jimmy Shine's done a bunch of work, Robin Silk that worked for SoCal Speed Shop. I mean, Aaron Broughton, Dirty Scott. I mean, I can't even name them all. I mean, Birdman, anybody that has ever been a part of the SoCal Speed Shop team is been a part of this build, and is exciting for me to see this car. That actually, when I first started working at SoCal, I remember this car sitting here. So to be a part of it and see it finished is kind of an honor that Scott brought it to us to have us finish it. And I want to make sure that I make everybody proud. Ryan Reed, I mean, he was all involved in this car, so I mean, I want to make sure that everybody's proud of it when it's all done. So there's a lot of big name people that are in the industry that have touched this car. I mean, I know I'm missing a lot of names, and so I'm sorry to all those people I forgot.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be special, and I know I've talked to Scott a lot about this one, and you know, he's shown me wheels,
different color options.
Different color options. I remember quick change stuff and just really everything. But it's going to be a special car when it's done, and I'm excited to hear it run. So.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be really
I've waited my whole career to hear this thing run. So we're gonna see it. This next year was gonna be the year we're gonna see it run.
Now we think you guys may attend Gathering at the Rock as well.
Yeah.
I see behind us one of your sedans.
Yeah.
And gonna be, hopefully you're gonna work on it.
Yeah, we need to work on it. We're trying to go do a road trip again, and every time I say I'm gonna do a road trip, I don't work on it, but that's the plan, is this summer. Since Scott's gonna have a new car, I need to have a new car to go follow him around in. So this is a 46 Ford sedan that I'm building for myself. It has a little combination of Pete and Jake stuff on there. I think it has a Fat Jack front clip on it. It has an LS3 in it, carbureted. We're gonna do everything that I didn't do to my coupe on this one. AC, big comfy seats in it. We want to make a driver so I can drive my kids around in it. So it should be fun. But again, I've said that I was gonna do something, and again, it sits in the corner. So we gotta blow the dust off of it and get back at it this year.
Now show me at least one more car. I want to take a look at this Phaeton.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about the Phaeton, because this thing looks amazing.
This is a 32 Ford Phaeton that we did last year. It's for a young kid over here in the area, Sonny. He found it in a estate sale up in Central California. A guy was restoring it back in the 70s and then passed away and never got to finish it. So Justin and Sonny did a little road trip up there, picked the car up, brought it back, and we kind of made a cool little driver for him. And we didn't repaint the car. We just polished up the paint job from the 70s. We just had our detail guys. We got a crew over here that makes us look good, polish it all up. But yeah, that's the paint from the 70s. We put a small block Chevy in it. Has a 39 trans. Just a nice driver. We didn't want to get too crazy with it. Sonny owns a lot of cars with flatheads in it, and we wanted to show him that the Chevy might be a a little more reliable option if he wants to start driving some cars. But this car will be at the gathering at the Rock. And if I don't make my car happen, I'll at least ride along with Sonny, and I got a cool ride for the weekend.
Well, this thing is killer. I mean, it has the look. And again, we're going to show the car more than Evan at this point, because no one wants to see Evan or I. They want to see the car.
And the cars just came out in the Hop Up magazine.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Let's give a quick walk around of this car.
Now we have one more car we got to show you here, and we have Justin that's going to tell us a little bit about this killer El Camino. I walked past it at first, but after looking at it, you got to check this thing out. We'll show you a walk around, but we're going to get Justin to tell us a little bit more about this car. So tell us about this El Camino, Justin. And
so we're hot rodders, but this is our first stab at high-end muscle car. Big block Chevy. 750 horsepower, 750 foot-pounds of torque, 6-speed manual transmission, Roadster Shop chassis, ET 5 spokes, 16s. We're gonna go, the guys in the know are gonna know Bob Bowder. This is the Bowder What If El Camino for us. We're taking this one to a different level. It'll be all ARP. EVOD's out here doing a bunch of machine work for us. We're going to show you that hot rodders can build high-end muscle cars.
And we have a one-off dash.
Oh, the dash is, if you've ever looked at a 71 El Camino, the downfall of the interior is all the plastic. It's the beginning of the plastic craze. We took a 64 dash steel lower, fit that in there, and now EVOD's one-upping the game on it by doing a billet machine dash, Dakota digital gauges that are all custom AC controls, vents, and we're gonna do, in hot rod fashion, we're gonna do engine turn. So it's kind of blending our background, the muscle car background, taking the best of everything Chevy had to offer in the muscle car wars, and we're just gonna refine it that much farther.
Well, let's give you a quick walk around of this one and show you details. And it is riding on a Roadster Shop chassis, I think you said?
Yeah, Roadster Shop, Revo chassis, full polished stainless exhaust, 6-speed TKO or Trimic transmission, custom stainless fuel cell. We didn't want to go in and lose some of the factory elements. We didn't feel like, you know, and especially for wanting to drive it, cutting the whole floor out and redoing a custom sheet metal floor and tin work and was fitting for our customer. This was supposed to be a simple SS clone build. Well, things snowball. EVOD was out here right now with us working on scanning for a custom grill and headlight doors. We got some really cool ideas for trim and tail lights in the back. We want to keep all that factory bright work. We just want to make it that much better. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, and we've talked to, you know, Steve up at Pure Vision, we've talked with Mick at Mix Paint. You know, the guys that have been doing some of the kind of high-end muscle cars that we've been around, like the Anvil Mustang and all the stuff that Pure Vision pumps out, and snowballing and bouncing ideas off of it. I think we've got some, you know, some cool things that are going to be subtle in the works that, you know, they don't expect out of us. I mean, it doesn't all have to be hot rods. These are beautiful. And that's what these are what really do it for us. But I'm ready to throw my hat in the ring for this. I think this will be something that people don't expect, and it, you know, half of the people might walk by it and go, that's a nice El Camino, but those that know, are going to know what we've moved and tweaked and shifted. I mean, there's going to be a lot of time in this one, but we're going to, you know, put our heads down, and I think everybody's going to be impressed with this one when it's done.
Well, I think that's one of the differences. A lot of people, again, you walk by a car and you think that, well, I know this car, you know, is this, but they don't pay attention to the details. I'm telling you, when this car is done, because I walked by it first until I really started kind of looking and we started talking about it, this car is spectacular. It is. And it's going to be amazing. Yeah.
It will be. Right now, it might not be much to look at right now, but there's some definite wheels turning in the background on this one.
Well, it's going to be killer, so I'm going to give you a quick walk around to this one and show you a little bit more. Well, as you can see, there is a ton going on in here, a ton of great rides. We're going to show you one more look, kind of looking all the way in the shop right now. We're going to try to get out of their hair, let them finish up, get ready for Grand National Roadster Show. But again, give Veazie Brothers a follow. We'll tag their Instagram at the bottom in the comments, but we appreciate their opening up the shop to us today and sharing a lot of amazing rides. But they're great guys. We've known them for a couple years, but right at inside Pomona, California, check out their shop. They build great drivers and they've been doing it for years. So give them a follow. Contact Veazie Brothers maybe for your next project. If you're in this area or in California, check out Veazie Brothers. So thanks to Evan, thanks to Justin. We're out. Till next time. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Give them a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button.